Good day, we are the group 6 and I will be the first reporter, Christian J. Francisco, and the second one is Mr. Ferrer. So topic 11 is all about Rizal's second sojourn in Paris and the Universal Exposition in 1889. So tatalakayin naman natin yung buhay ni Rizal sa Paris. So nagkaroon sila ng difficulties paghahanap na matitiran sa Paris. Kasama niya si Mr. Valentin Ventura na nanirahan sa Paris. So, Rizal's life in Paris was gay o masaya at punong-puno siya ng social gatherings at ng events. Pero kahit na maraming pangyayari sa buhay ni Rizal sa Paris is hindi ito nakapigil sa kanya para gawin ang kanyang mga nais gawin o mithiin. Sinasabi na naglalaan si Rizal ng 1 to 2 hours sa gymnasium at fencing at ang 3 to 4 hours sa reading room ng National Library ng France kung saan naghahanap siya ng mga historical annotations para sa annotated edition of Morgan's book. At naging ninong din siya ng ikalawang anak ni Juan Luna at siya din ang nagbigay ng pangalan dito. Katulad ng mga ibang turista, si Rizal ay namangha sa ganda ng Paris. At ang main attraction ng Paris ay ang pag-unveil o pagsasapubliko ng Eiffel Tower na ginawa ni Engineer Alexander Eiffel, na kung saan may taas ito na 984 feet high. At isa sa mga tampok ng Universal Exposition is yung International Art Competition, kung saan sumali si Rizal. Sa kasamaang palad, hindi nanalo si Rizal. Kahit na maganda yung gawa ni Rizal, hindi ito sapat para manalo ng historical or international award. Nagtayo din si Rizal ng social societies kung saan ang una niyang tinayo ay ang Kidlat Club. Ito ay temporary society katulad lang ng kidlat kung saan isa itong temporary weather phenomenon. Ang mithiin ng social society na ito ay para i-enjoy ng mga young Filipinos ang Universal Exposition sa Paris. Ang ikalawang social society na sinalihan ni Rizal or tinatag is yung Indios Bravos, kung saan ang ibig sabihin nito ay ang Brave Indians at ito ang pumalit sa Kidlat Club. Sinasabi na ang Indios Bravos ay nangako para mag-excel sa intellectual and physical na aspect para won yung admiration ng mga foreigners, especially ng mga Spaniards. At ang ikatlong sinalihan ni Rizal na social society ay ang RDLM Society, or ibig sabihin ay Redemption de los Malayos, or ibig sabihin ay Redemption of the Malays. Ang mga members nito ay nagpropagate ng all scientific or useful knowledge para sa Pilipinas. At ang isa pa sa mga mithiin nito ay ang redemption ng Malay race. Isa sa mga greatest achievement na nakuha ni Rizal is yung pag-publish ng annotated edition of Morgan's book, kung saan ito ay pinublish noong 1890 at pinublish ng Garnier Ferrer. Ang prologue ay sinulak ni Professor Blumentritt, isa sa mga close friend ni Rizal, at dinededicate ni Rizal itong Morgan's book sa mga Pilipino. Ito pa yung mga published works or other works ni Rizal nung nasa Paris siya. Isa pa sa mga sinalihan ni Rizal na association is yung International Association of Filipinologists. Ito ay mga members na Pinoy at foreigners. At ang aim nito is to study the Philippines uh, in scientific and historical point of view. Isa sa mga magandang plano ni Rizal ay ang pagpapatayo ng Filipino College sa Hong Kong. At may initial plan si Rizal na magkaroon ng pondo na 40,000 pesos kung saan ito ay ipinangako ng mga kakilala niya at i-raise ito at papadala sa kanya. Kaso hindi ito nag-materialize at hindi nangyari. At isa sa mga aim nito is to educate young men para maging competitive during those times. Ito yung curriculum para dun sa Filipino college na gustong itayo ni Rizal. Isa sa mga gawa ni Rizal is itong Fort Telepono kung saan ito ay isang reply sa isang slanderer na si Father Salvador Font kung saan isa rin ito sa mga main culprit sa pagbaban ng novel ni Rizal noong fall of 1890, which is yung novel niya na Noli Me Tangere. At ginamit niya ang pen name niya dito na Dimas Alang. At sinelebrate ni Rizal ang Christmas sa Paris kasama si Jose Albert at Captain Justo Trinidad. Isa sa mga handa ni Rizal during that time are fried chicken, kanin at vegetables lang kasi sila ay hindi ganun ka ganda yung pamumuhay nila at wala silang masyadong pondo or pera para i-celebrate yung Christmas. So yung next topic is i-discuss ni Mr. Ferrer.
In Belgium, Brussels, 1890. This topic will discuss Rizal's temporary stay in Brussels and the experience he had in the capital city of Belgium. Life in Brazil. On January 28, 1890, Rizal left Paris for Brussels, the capital city of Belgium. Two reasons why Rizal left Paris. He left due to the high cost of living because of an existing universal exposition, and the last reason because the joyful life in the city hampered his literary work, the second novel of his works, the El Filibusterismo. Life in Brussels. Rizal was accompanied by Jose Albert when he moved to Brussels. Jose Albert was the stepbrother of Rizal to his mother Leonora. They lived in a boarding house and met the Jacobi sisters, Susan and Mary, the landladies of boarding house. Rizal and Jose Albert rent. Rizal and one of the landladies fell in love to each other. She is Susan, but all happiness turns into a sad story because Rizal left Belgium, and when Rizal was in Madrid, he wrote a letter for Susan. Article published in La Soledad. Rizal wrote articles for La Soledad during his sojourn in Brussels in defense of his oppressed people and to point out the evils of Spanish rule in the Philippines. A la defensa, to la defensa. April 30, 1889, he was a reply to an anti-Filipino writing of a Spanish author, Patricio de la Esconsura, which was published by La Defensa on March 30, 1889. The second article is La Verdad para Todos, the truth for all. May 31, 1889, Rizal defends against the Spanish of charge that the official local were ignorant and depraved. The third is Vicente Barrantes, Teatro Tagalog, June 15, 1889. In his article, Rizal exposes Barante's ignorance on the Tagalog theatrical art. 4. Una Propanation, July 31, 1899. A bitter attack against the friars for denying Christian burial to Mariano Herbosa in Calamba because he was a brother-in-law of Rizal Herbosa, husband of Dusha, died on cholera on May 23, 1889. The 5. Verdades Nuevas, New Truths, July 31, 1889, a reply to Vicente Beloc Sanchez letter published in La Patria. Madrid newspaper on July 4, 1889, which is asserted that the granting of reforms in the Philippines will ruin the peaceful of maternal rule of the friars. Cruelty, August 15, 1889, a brilliant defense of Blumentritt from the scurrilous attack of his enemies. 7. Differences. September 15, 1889, a reply to a biased article entitled All Truths, published in La Patria on August 14, 1889, which is ridicule those Filipinos who ask for reforms. 8. Inconsequences. November 30, 1889, a defense of Antonio Luna against the attack of the Pablo Mirdis in the Barcelona newspaper El Pueblo Soberano. 9 is Leanta y Risas, Tears and Laughter. November 30, 1889, a decusation of Spanish racial prejudice against the brown Filipinos. Rizal mentioned in this article how the audience, composed mostly of Spaniards and mestizos, stopped applauding when he received first prize in the literary contest in 1880 because of his brown color. The last is ingratitude. January 15, 1890. A reply to Governor General Valeriano Weyler, who, while visiting Calamba, told the people that they should not allow themselves to be deceived by the vain promises of their ungrateful son. New orthography of Tagalog language. Rizal was the first to advocate the Philippinization of the native language orthography. For instance, the Tagalog letters K and W should be used instead of the Spanish C and O. Tagalog word salakot should be written as salakot. And on April 15, 1890, he published his article sobre la nueva ortografía de la lengua Tagala, the new orthography of the Tagalog language in La Solidaridad. Rizal criticized Madrid's Filipino for gambling. Rizal received news from Juan Luna and Valentin Ventura that the Filipinos in Spain were destroying the good name of their nation by gambling too much. They also derisively called him Papa or Pope instead of Pepe. Rizal wrote to Marcelo H. Repelar to remind the Filipinos in Madrid that they did not come to Europe to gamble, but to work up for their fatherland's freedom. Para daw po sa kalayaan nila ng nakakarami ng buong bansa. Bad news from home. Rizal received letters from home in Brussels which worried him. The Calamba agrarian trouble was getting worse because the Dominican order pleaded a suit in court to discompose the Rizal family of their lands in Calamba, Laguna. kasi hindi po pumayag na bayaran yung rent para dun sa lupa ng tatay niya. Kaya file ng shoot ng ang korte para sa pamilya ng Rizal. Preparation to go home. In the face of the suffering which affected his family, Rizal planned to go home. He could not stay in Brazil writing a book while his parents, relatives, and friends in the distant Philippines were persecuted. Hindi niya natiis yung buong pamilya niya, kaya umuwi siya para tulungan ito, para masolusyonan yung nangyayari dun sa homeland niya, sa Calamba, Laguna. Decision to go to Madrid. Rizal changed his mind when he received a letter from Prasiano which is related to the case of the Dominican suit. He decided to go Madrid to handle the appeal of the suit to the Supreme Court of Athens. Pumunta siya sa Madrid, Spain, para maayos ang kaso na kinakaharap ng pamilya nila dahil nagkaroon ng family disaster kasi sinisi sa kanilang lahat ng buong court yung Spain. Rizal wrote a pathetic poem to my muse. Invoke no longer is the muse. The lyre is out of date. The poet is not longer used. The youth and inspiration now imbues with other form and state. If today our fancy's suit of verse will still require, Helipin Hill remains unsuitful and without heed we but inquire why the copy is not wrong. In the place of thought sincere that our heart may feel, we must seize a pen of steel, and with verse and line severe, feeling abroad, a jest and jeer. To the muse, poem means the loss of inspiration because of the family disaster Rizal experienced. Kasi nga dahil doon sa nag-shoot ng file yung court ng Spain para sa pamilya ni Rizal. Dahil sa hindi pagbayad ng rent, di pagpayag ng tatay ni Rizal sa pagbayad ng renta sa kanilang lupa, sa kanilang homeland doon sa Calamba, Laguna. In 1980, Rizal wrote to my muse. It was against the background of mental anguish in Brazil during those sad days when he was worried by family disaster. Yan yung sabi niya, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina. This poem lacks the exquisiteness to the flowers of Helberg and less polished than to the Filipino youth, but it passionate in feeling. Parang nalawala na ng hope si Rizal nung panahon na yan kasi nagkaroon ng problema dun sa family nila. Yun.